term nuclear missile wasn't back in the ancient world. So they described them the best way they could. When they saw them, they described them as being, we're going to read it, but Jeremiah 50, verse 29. 50 verse 29.
So Jeremiah 50 and 29. Go together the archers against Babylon.
Go together the archers against Babylon. Because North Korea, if you look at the news, I just read it today. North Korea, they're not afraid from nuclear war with America. They're not afraid. They're letting America know. There's even footage of them testing out their missiles. They're packing it. Was it Kim Jong-un?
I say Jong-un because
he's parading his troops and stuff. They're like they're prepared to take over the world in North Korea, man. Okay? So all these nations, they're packing missiles now, man. Okay? And America's creating a lot of enemies where
go together the archers against Babylon, O ye that bend the bow, come against it round about, let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work,
right,
according to all that she has done. Do unto her, for she have been proud against the Lord.
America's proud, man. They're proud to be America. Donald Trump, if you know these Edomites, so-called, they rule off of pride, man, and arrogancy. And that's why America's ultimately going to be destroyed and made the biggest desert on the planet, man. It's going to be, the scriptures say it's going to be like unto Sodom and Gomorrah. If any brothers got scriptures, I'll bring them out.
With the Prophecies Deuteronomy 28,
right.
It talks about siege.
See, right.
And it also talks about a king that will have the fierce countenance.
Right.
Understanding language. I say, well, the verse says a language that you
don't understand.
Right. Understand. So, what does that mean?
Let's talk about it. Let's get that. Deuteronomy 28, verse 48 or something like that.
And then the thing about the siege, because the siege technically means you surrounded.
Right.
So how do you get all the black people in the world in one place and surround them?
We're gonna give.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 49.
This is going into the curses of this world.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle fleeth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Because when we was on the west coast of Africa, when Esau came, when the Edomites came, their slave boats, we can't understand English, man. And what's the symbolic animal for America? The eagle. Germany, what's the symbolic animal? The eagle. Rome, what was their symbolic animal? The eagle. So that was always their symbol, man, because an eagle is known for the height, goes, and its pride. Go ahead.
A nation of fierce countenance, we shall not regard the persons of the old,
right,
nor show favor to the young.
Because they didn't regard the old. They would price them the poor, the lowest, man, or they throw them overboard because they have a low life expectancy. The youngest, they put them the highest price because they could grow and get strong. You can get the most labor out of them. So it said, show no favor to the young. What did it say?
And the old.
Young or the old. Go ahead, man.
It says, once again, a nation of fierce countenance, we shall not regard the persons of the old, nor show favor to the young.
Nor show favor to the young. Go ahead.
He shall eat the fruit of thy cattle,
right,
and the fruit of thy land, until thou be destroyed. Which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kind, or the flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates, until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou treadest throughout all thy land.
Right, because that's going into 70 AD. 70 AD, when we was in the land of Judea, when the Romans came under the leadership of Vespasian, Titus Caesar, they called the siege of Jerusalem. You can look it up, Wikipedia or whatever. That's the turning point. That was a turning point in our nation, and that's what they call it, this diaspora. where the dispersion of our people, when we dispersed into neighboring countries, but mainly into Africa. North Africa, some of us went East Africa, went down the Nile, and they went down to Zimbabwe. You have our people that formed communities in North Libya, and they went down to like where we are now, in Nigeria, Ghana, Senegal, Mali. But this is talking about the Romans, man, when they besieged us. That's what that's talking about. And that's in Luke. Hold on. This is Luke chapter 21, verse 20. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. So you're reading about history. Because back then when Moses was telling his people that, telling Israel that this is like prophecy. This is something that came to pass. Because when Moses speaking to his people, this was like, what was the year? It was like, we had this exit in Egypt. And that was around, put down, around 1,500 BC.
So you know how you just went to Luke?
Yeah.
So then, do you agree that the Messiah in Matthew 21 deals with the same issue?
Yes.
When he talks about this, how he had a marriage with his son, and the servants ignored it. Then he sent other servants that tell them my family, has been killed, and then they rejected it, and then he said, you know what, let's go to the highways and byways and for them that are bidden. Right. So according to that, right, like Luke 15 as well. So according to that, those who were bidden is Israel.
Yeah, obviously the Israelites.
Yeah. And according to that, right, he says that they rejected it. They rejected it. So then he said, open it up to those on the highways and the byways.
Right.
Who are those on the highways and the byways?
Our people, man. Because this word is only for our people. The ones that hear. Because the Most High, he's not dealing with, right now, the Most High is not dealing with all Israel right now. I'm telling you, he's not dealing with all Israel. But you can tell us by looking at our people are gone, man. The 2 foot is gone. They're not going to wake up. Only the elect of our people is going to get it, man. And it's going to be to their glory in the time to come, man. When the Most High renews our bodies and we take over the earth. You see the truth there, that's the vast majority of our people going to die in the time to come, man. You understand what I'm saying? Man, woman, or child, man, woman, and child. The Most High is not going to discriminate. So but really, this word right here is mainly for the men. Okay, it's the so-called disciples, the elect. All right. This is says, and when ye shall see Jerusalem.
Yeah, but I'm going to say one thing too. This is the back of what I'm saying. This is on Romans 9 verse 11. It says, "For now, that's going. Go on, brother. Go on.
Yeah. So when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh." So he was prophesying and letting them know that the Romans is going to come, burn the temple, carry out the menorah, carry out all the golden vessels, and you shall be dispersed into all. I'm going to read it. It says, let me just put this point. It says, "Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let them that are in the countries enter therein too. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled." Right, because there was a man called Josephus. He read that account of how when the Romans, when they were killing, when they came in and they started killing our people in Jerusalem, there were so many bodies. There was like, the snow, you have to walk through the snow. That's how many dead of our people were there, man. The Romans, our beef with the so-called white man, John Esau, goes beyond the transatlantic slave trade, man. It goes all the way to the ancient world. Because it goes even before that, when it says, I shall put enmity between thee and the woman, thy seed and her seed, Genesis, man. It says the serpent and the woman. The serpent is talking about Esau, and the woman is us. Because it told you that in Jeremiah chapter 6, I've likened you to a delicate and comely woman. Okay? What?
This from a book called From Babylon to Timbuktu,
right.
page 84.